Welcome to practice. We're going to begin standing with the feet under the hips, feet parallel, legs parallel. And feel the lift in the front of the leg, the breastbone, the top of the head. Roll the upper arms out, donna. And feel the breath. Notice the feeling, the energetic feeling of this conscious kind of standing. The mind tuning in on the body and the breath. And then opening your eyes, and we're going to imbue the body with a feeling of fluidity. So an ease and a flow to the joints. So bend the knees a little bit. And all of the joints feeling a little soft. And we're going to take the knees in a circle around the feet. And let your body flow with that movement. Feel the flow of the breath. And then the other direction. Nice work. Let's try and stand up onto the tiptoes. And same thing, imbuing the body with that feeling of fluidity. And knees around the ankles again. Let the body flow. As tricky as that is, you can always hold on to the back of the chair. We're trying to keep the heels up here. Feel all those moments of not quite in balance, which mostly is what balance is. A whole lot of moments of not quite in balance and only a moment of being in balance. Other direction. Enjoy the dance of this movement. Beautiful. And release. And come back into your Tadasana. Feeling the flow of the breath. Inhale and arms up and look up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Now, bend your knees and keep bending them until you find that your back is really nice and relaxed. So if your hands don't reach the floor, put them up on your leg so that your spine feels relaxed. And then straighten your left leg and really straighten that leg and the kneecap. We're going to hold this for a few breaths. And explore that feeling of tension in the leg. The tension of the stretch. Just noticing what other parts of your body lose that nice fluid feeling as they assume tension in sympathy with the leg. Good. And then release that side and straighten your right leg. Really lifting the kneecap, the quadricep. Nice work. Bend both the knees and feel the fluid nature of the body as you roll up. Arms up, look up, and Tadasana. Nice. Take the arms up now and hold on to the elbows. And again, with that feeling of fluid joint, we're going to come into the forward bend again. So we're looking after the back, not reaching so far that the back feels tense. Bend the legs a little bit more so you can reach the spine longer. Reach the elbows out in front as far as you can. Good. And then we're going to start to sway the torso from side to side. And even though there's some tension in the legs, we're looking for that feeling of fluid, supple joints in the back. Sensing the strong core muscles, not just in the back, the side, the front. Good, back to center, and then we'll roll up. Feeling the fluid joints, arms up. Urdhva looking up. Good, and Tadasana. Nice work. We're going to step the feet out wide now for Trikonasana. So you can jump or take nice fluid movements to step out. I don't need my blanket there. All right, let's take the left foot out 90 degrees and the right foot in about 30. We're going to bring the arms up by the shoulders and we'll take a little dance again. Reaching left fingertips as far as they'll go and then right fingertips as far as they'll go. So notice what that feels like in your hips. Of course, there's resistance here. If it were easy, you wouldn't do it. And feeling the balance of the resistance, your strong legs lifting your kneecap, and trying to keep the spine feeling energetic, but also supple. Good. Now reach into your Trikonasana, left hand down onto your left leg, right arm. And then can we take that sort of dancing movement to roll the ribs back and then relax a little? You're kind of waving your right arm back, forward a little. You're feeling the influence of that movement in the right hip, the right rib, the body following, exploring. I feel a little bit like kelp waving in the ocean floor. Nice work. And then we're going to come up. Beautiful. Swap the legs around to the second side. The right foot's poking out. Just check that your left foot toes are turning towards center rather than away from you. And let's dance a little. The left hand reaches back, the right hand reaches forward. We're going to wave the torso. Feel the strength of your leg. Tension of the posture in your hips. The suppleness of your spine. The support for your spine. The core muscle. The way the shoulders get a little tired. We're keeping an ease to the neck. Feeling the flow of breath. Good, and then reach your right arm down onto your right leg for your Trikonasana. And then we're going to try that waving movement again. Left arm is going to reach back and then forward. And so you're influencing the roll of the left hip, the left rib here. Strong leg, supple spine and rib. Enjoying your breath. Keeping your shoulders easy. And then inhale and come up. Beautiful. Let's jump or step or whatever you would like. Your feet back to underneath your hips. And finding your Tadasana. Feeling the fluid nature of your body. But also how much you can lift in the front of the body. Strong leg. The space that you have in the ribs and around the heart for the breath. Great. We're going to step the feet a little bit wider than your hips and toes out. Bend down and take hold of something like your legs, your shins. Some people reach easily their ankles. We're going to make a squat position. And you just take your sit bones as far as you can keep your heels on the floor. Good, and then we're going to straighten the legs. And we're going to keep doing that. So squatting down, keeping the heels pressing down, look forward, and then straightening. Feeling the flow of your breath. Both the resistance in your body to the movement, the tension of the movement, and the suppleness, the ease, the fluid nature of the joint. Nice week rolling up and the feet back under the hip. Tadasana. Great. We're going to step the feet out again. You can feel very fluid. Out to Trikonasana again. All right, this time we'll turn the left foot out 90 degrees, the right toes in a little. Let's reach the left hand down onto the left leg, right arm. So we felt that movement before of rolling back the right hip, the right rib. But this time we're going to try and reach the left ribs out further over the left. Tune into the flow of your breath. See if with the exhalation you can reach the ribs a little longer. Good, and then inhale and come up. And turn the feet to the second side. Reaching your right hand down onto your right leg. Come up. Remember that feeling of rolling back the left hip and the left rib. And then we're going to try and reach the right ribs further over the right leg. Feeling the flow of the breath. The energetic resistance in the body. The lengthening. Good, and then inhale. And then come up. Beautiful work. Bring the feet in, however, feels good. I'm exploring my fluid joints to do that. Oh. Let's take a stand on just the left leg and lift your right knee as high as you can. Just check in when you lift your knee up. Do you feel stable and strong across the sacrum? If there's any pain there, keep the leg closer to the floor. Good. So we're lifting up, trying to have the thigh parallel to the floor. Let's point the toes. We're going to draw a big circle with the toe. And as you stand tall, relax the shoulders, holding both the tension and the ease of the movement in your awareness, the direction. Feel the whole body imbued with the energy of the breath. Good. And then releasing that side. Lifting up the left knee. Again, check in. How does that feel, that movement feel? Do you feel stable, like the front core is supporting the back core? Keep your toes closer to the floor if you're having trouble with that posture. Point your toes, a nice big circle. Another direction. Good work. And then release. Now we're going to turn to the short front end of the mat, Tadasana. This is where you could have your chair handy if you like to put your hands on the seat of the chair rather than the floor. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Bend your knees enough to get your hands down on the floor and to keep that sense of ease in your lower back. And then play around with making your legs straighter without tensing the lower back. So you don't want to have a sensation of the skin stretching. We want that feeling of the fluid joint. Good. And then we're going to start to take little steps back until you're in downward facing dog pose. And in downward facing dog pose, start to swing the hips a little from side to side. Explore lengthening from the armpit through the ribs to the hips. Keep the head relaxed. Feel the flow of your breath. The fluid nature of your joints, your body. Good. And we're going to bring the right, come back to center, bring the right knee to the right wrist and look up. And then reach that foot back. Just double check that your hands are, I'm going to say wise onto the floor. Fingers wide, fingerprints pressing. Good. Left knee to the left. Look up. Right knee, right wrist. Holding both the tension and the suppleness of your body. One more each side. Mm. Beautiful work. Press the heels back, let the head just hang down, and then we're going to take little steps to walk forward. Really look after your back here. So try and press the heels down. Try and get the legs straight to keep the back feeling at ease. When you run out of room, come up to standing. Tadasana. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Ah. Good. And we're going to try our squatting forward bend, but with the legs parallel. It's a little bit harder, so we might not be able to reach as far. Let's come into a forward bend, Uttanasana, keeping the spine nice and easeful, especially your lower back. So not letting the skin of the spine make a rainbow shape or feel tight. We keep an ease there. Good. Hold on to something. Legs, back of the leg, back of the ankle. Good. And then let your knees out wide and bring the sit bones towards your heels, but don't take your heels off the floor. Good. And we're going to lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly and look forward. Feeling the tension of the pose, but also the ease and flow of the breath. And then we're going to straighten the legs into a forward bend or towards straight because we don't want to cause tension to the spine. Tension in the leg here is fine. Oh, back of the neck, relax. Good. And then squatting again. But keep the heels on the floor. Ooh, get the sit bones as close to the heels as you are able. You can see I'm a long way away. There's plenty of work. And then straighten the leg. Good. And one more. Sit bones towards the heels. Lift the breastbone. Feel the pelvic floor lift. Feel that lovely support. Beautiful work. Put your hands down on the floor. Straighten your leg and walk your feet back again. Downward facing dog pose. With wise hands. That means fingers wide and even spaces. Press the fingerprint. Feeling the flow of the breath. Good, and then little steps forward. Feeling the fluid nature of the joint. And roll. Inhale, arms up. Uttanasana. Good. We're going to take the left foot back. Okay, front leg, bend it enough to ease your spine nice and long. Forward. Find an ease for your lower back. Good. And then we're going to start to straighten the front leg. So there's a lot of tension in that stretch. Press your back heel. Maybe stretch and release and make it a little bit of a dance again. so that you can keep your back relaxed, neck relaxed. You can hold the tension and the ease in the focus of your awareness, imbued with the breath. Good. Let's try and hold the best stretch that you can, where you can still wiggle around your torso. Good. And lift up onto your fingertips and look forward. We're going to stand up, swing the left leg forward, and balance on the right leg. Ooh. And put your left foot, either tiptoes on the floor in front, or lift your knee high. You can even hold on to your knee or your foot. And feeling the dance of the balance. All the wobbles, so essential. Nice work. Release. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Right foot back. Let's try and bend and straighten that front leg. And just check in, even if you need to use your hand to check the skin of the lower back. We want to still have room to wriggle around the hips, the torso. So let the tension of this movement really be in that left leg, back of the left leg. Bending and straightening. Ease and tension in the fluid flowing body. Good. And then holding the front leg as straight as you can. But wriggle around your hips, your spine. Again, just checking in. Lift up onto your fingertips and look forward. Really stretch that front leg. Beautiful. And then we're going to step forward and lift up and swing the right leg in front and finding your balance. So tiptoes on the floor, or lifting the foot higher, even holding your knee, or even holding your foot. Appreciating that little dance, balance dance. Nice one. And really, we're going to practice our sitting without using the hands. Take your feet out wide, not really wide, a bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out. Yeah. And then just practice squatting and wriggle around a little bit in your squat. Have some fun. So it might be a tiny little movement. If you had trouble with your knees, then that's enough. But lift the kneecaps, lift the quadricep muscles. If you've got your sit bones closer to your heels, keep your heels on the floor. There's that moment where it feels like you're going to fall back. And we're lifting the pelvic floor. So be a little bit playful. Good. And then press into your heels when you lift up, lifting the pelvic floor. Nice. And the next one, maybe you can sit and not use your hands. Otherwise, just come down to sitting in a way that feels safe. So take a moment to really figure out what's happening. Like falling down that last little bit. I didn't take a moment. Getting up onto your blanket. Sukhasana. Simple cross-legged feet or legs out so that your knees are comfortable. Feeling the flow of your breath. Good. We're going to take both legs out in front. Hug your right leg in and reach up with your right arm. Really lengthen your right belly, right rib. And then we're going to reach forward towards the left leg. Reach as far forward as you can. You might be holding the outside of the left leg or the toe or the foot. Now there's an arm bind here for the long armed people. So you rotate your right shoulder in or forward and then put that hand behind your right thigh, and your left hand might reach across behind you and hold your fingers. Whoop. Not quite. My arms are too short. Oh, no, there they are. Otherwise, use your hands where it makes sense to help you reach forward. And what happened to that? Trying to keep the spine feeling easy. Congratulations if you were doing. Ah. Good. And then releasing that side. And right leg out straight. Left leg bend. Lift up the left arm. And really try to reach the left rib the left way. And then reaching forward towards the outside of your right foot. Feel the ribs lengthen in the direction of the foot. Find that feeling of more ease for your lower back. Oh, good. And if you're a long arm person, you want to try that arm bind. Rotate your front shoulder in or forward. Wrap the arm behind the left leg. Reach around behind you with the right arm. And you can get your fingers somewhere in the same vicinity. Difficult to keep that feeling of easeful spine. But let's see if we can. And then release. Nice work. Lean back and put your feet out a little way in front with the feet hip width parallel. Let's just take the legs from side to side. Actually hold them on one side. Nice feeling. Whichever leg's on top, that's a strong internal rotation movement in your hip. Balancing the tension. Feeling of ease and flow. Good. And then lifting up and other side. Letting your legs be nice and heavy. Exploring that internal rotation of the left leg, the one that's on top. Mm. Good. And then coming back to center. Take your Sukhasana again, or whatever is comfortable for your knee. Feeling the flow of your breath. Mm. We're going to turn to the left knee and reach the torso over the left knee. And let's make this a little dance as well. So we're going to wave the spine up and wave the spine down. Imagine it's the middle of the breastbone waving or leading the wave. So reaching forward with the middle of the breastbone. And then when you wave back, the correlating vertebra is reaching back. And then middle of the breastbone reaching forward. And then correlating vertebra waving back. Feel the fluid nature of the body. Nice work. Coming up to center and then change the cross of the leg. And we're going to turn to face over the right leg. So center of the breastbone leading forward. And then the correlating vertebra behind your body reaching back. And let your body follow. Explore that fluid nature of the joints. Allowing that suppleness to imbue ease in your body. Even though we discover tension and resistance. Nice work. And then really coming back to center. Feeling your foundation and the length of the spine and the flow of the breath. And then we're going to lay down. Take your blanket and put that in underneath your hips so it supports our bamboo pose. Excuse me. And elbows out wide, out from the shoulders. And then put the hands, the elbows at 90 degrees, back of the hands towards the floor. Oh. Notice the tension in your shoulders that prevents the back of the hands touching the floor, or maybe one does and one doesn't. See if you can let your body be fluid. Good. And then releasing. We're going to take the blanket out. Have your feet hip width parallel and let the legs fall gently to the left side, looking right. Nice deep breath. Use the core of the body to lift the leg, Take the legs right, looking left. Using the core of the body to bring the legs back up. If you have your own shavasana in mind, then lay your legs out straight. Namaste to you. If, like me, you need to finish your practice, roll gently to your right side and just lay there for a moment, feeling heavy. And then inhale and come up. Hands in front of your heart. Feeling the flow of your breath, fluid nature of your body. Namaste.